have given you the clear explanations and etc. Just see that. First of all, while talking about what does it really mean by the event-driven architecture, this means Node.js makes use of events to trigger and control the handling of requests. This model facilitates asynchronous processing and enhances scalability. It is very simple, guys. As we have already discussed about the events and triggering, you just imagine if any people are typing some information and if they are hitting enter, it is going to go and compare that email ID and password, whether it is specifically present in the database or not. It is based on the event operation, because the website is simply there, but whenever the people are started interacting it, they are giving some information like email, phone number, a lot of details they are giving. And whenever they are hitting certain button, it is triggering one event. So whenever that event has been triggered, that backend need to be running on checking whether the email ID and password is same or not. So that kind of event-driven architecture. Not only that, there are a lot of things. Just for example, I told you. And not blocking IOs. So input-output operations like reading from the network or accessing database. Guys, just remember one thing. In your website, you will be doing both the things. For an example, whenever you are, you are giving your email ID and password, so it is going to be reading the database there, whether that email ID and password is right or wrong. So that kind of confirmation you really need. We are really reading the certain information, or the accessing the databases, or you are really reading some information from it. So that thing, okay. So inputs or output operation, it can be a reading or it can be, accessing a certain database. Do not block the main thread, because you just imagine you have one website, which is, something is happening there. So suddenly in between some, some function you're going to do, you're going to read a certain content, or you're going to log in it, or you're going to access a certain database. It is not going to block the main thread, main page or main thing where you are. So this allows Node.js to handle numerous connections concurrently. So even in a single page, if it is having, more number of features like this, like in or out. In or out means whether you are going to read some information or you're going to access the certain data from the server or anything that can be done concurrently. That's what this non-blocking IO. So this Node.js is suitable for it. And best example, yes, always we used to tell the examples, right? So PayPal, I hope you all know right now they are not good, but other than that, PayPal, which switched from Java to Node.js for its web applications, saw a 35% decrease in the average response time for the same page. It is really a great news, right? When they have used the Java, but when comparing with the Node.js really given the 35% decrease in the average response time. What is mean by average response time? What does it mean is, if you are typing www.patexsolutions.net, so how it has got open, how much duration it take to open the complete website. So complete loading of the complete website. And whenever you are really interacting with any pop-up or something, what is that response time? So how much time it is taking to respond? So that is what the thing. So that response time, it got 35% reduced. So that, which means that that site becomes faster when the PayPal used Node.js instead of Java. That's what another very important example. I hope you really love these examples, guys. And also here we have Express framework. Whenever we used to talk about the the Node.js and etc. thing, we always used to explore that Express.js as well. So actually, it is one of the add-on thing, because Express is a web application framework for Node.js. As we have already used to tell, Node.js is going to use Express because this Express.js is a web application framework for Node.js, designed for building a web application and APIs in a very minimal code. That's what the very important thing. It is a minimalistic and flexible, providing a robust set of features for the web development, web and mobile application, because it really simplifies the routine, middleware integration, and many other web server functionality, which otherwise would require more boilerplate code and Node.js. What is meant by this boilerplate code? As we have already discussed that earlier. So while talking about the boilerplate code, you will be initializing whatever you really needed, right? So this is the constant API key. So likewise, you will be writing a lot of things like initialization, and etc. So that can be easily done with the help of this Express framework. So while talking about the three things like middleware, I've given you this. So functions that have the access to the request object and response object. There is the two things whenever you're talking about this communication, like through API or something. So there is a two things. One is a request and another one is a response. For an example, what is it? Like if you really want to fetch a certain data from a certain website, you are going to put some request message or something. Okay, based on that request, it is going to give you the information. For an example, the weather cloud we guys have saw. Under the weather cloud, we are requesting for the temperature information, means we are passing as like an argument into it, so that it is giving me 30 degrees Celsius or 33 degrees Celsius or something. So that's what that response and request. Definitely today we are going to see that. These functions can execute any code, modify the request and response object, end the request response cycle, and call the next middleware function. So it is going to be like completing the process of request and response that can be done with the help of this middleware. And here we have a routing. Express allows you to manage different HTTP routes via the simple and intuitive API, for an intuitive API. So while talking about this, what is meant by this routing is, you will be using, you might have heard about the methods like get method, post method, put method, so that is called routing. So with the help of the routing, you can able to navigate, you can able to manage different HTTP routes with the help of this Express. And here we have the speed built on asynchronous non-blocking nature of Node.js. Express can handle multiple requests simultaneously, making it highly scalable, as same as like we guys have discussed before. And while talking about the example for the Express framework, Uber, I hope you might have already heard about the Uber. Uber uses Express extensively for its high volume, geolocation driven real-time capabilities, because whenever you are talking about the Uber cabs, so before right now it is not there in India, but it is actually there right now. Also it is there, I think so. Yeah. So, but not that much like this other things. So while talking about the Uber, whenever the application, whenever you're seeing that application, it is going to keep on navigating the map, how it is working. It is going to be, extensively for high volume and geolocation driven. So that kind of real-time capabilities, this Express framework has been used, especially this in this Uber. So that's what the thing. And also before, we are going to jump into the hands-on very soon. So yes, first of all, let us jump into the hands-on. I hope you already know about the APIs, application programming interfaces. And here in this today's session, we are going to work on the REST APIs. And then we are going to work on the JSON as well. Already we guys have used the JSON on our weather API thing. So but right now we are going to explore in detail a bit. So first of all, while talking about the hands-on demo, I have two things for you. One is the basic Node.js creation or something. And then we are going to work on the next project. So while talking about the first thing, here we have, first of all, we need is Node.js. I hope you already know how to install the Node.js. Please go and install the Node.js, as I think you might have already done that. So please go into the nodejs.org website and please download that. Okay, site looks stunning. That's amazing. So download Node.js LTS. So here, that is a link which has been given. You just download that. Okay, so just click that. Go to the download option. And here we have the download Node.js v20.12 or something. You just go and download and install the Node.js first. That's the first requirement. So once you have downloaded the Node.js, so you need to check out, the version of the Node.js and Node package manager as well. So to do that, first of all, open your command prompt. And here we have the first thing you need to check it out is the Node version, Node space -v. So it is given me 18.17.1. That's what the version which I have. And npm, which is Node package manager. So npm space -v, which is going to give you the version of npm, which is 9.6.7. This is what the first check you need to make sure. And second thing, set up a new Node.js project. To set up a new Node.js project, what you can do is first, you can create some folder. Okay. So go here and create folder, sample demo. Just create some new folder. You can do it from the command. You can do it from the command window, or you can do it from the Visual Studio, terminal as well. That's up to you. So, but for that, if you're really going to do it from the command window, before that, I haven't taught you. So right now I can teach you. So I'm just going to copy this directory first and paste that directory and hit enter. But it doesn't change because right now we are in the C directory. Now we need to step into the D directory. You can just press D, you just type D : and hit enter so that we are going to be inside this full stack development 12 backend and sample demo. This is what the directory right now we are in. So once you have gone into the directory, first of all, we can able to create the package.json, which is going to manage all the dependencies for the Node.js project. So to do that, you can execute this command called npm space init space -y. So if you are hitting enter, you can use -y later or something. So you can press Y and then hit enter, or you can just hit Y. So once you have did that, it will create one JSON file for you. Okay, if you really want to see that, you can just open it in the notepad. So this is what the package.json will looks like. Okay, look out that sample demo, version, description, main scripts. So likewise, it will create one package.json file. Okay, that's what the first procedure. And once you have did that, we really need an Express. To install Express, you can use this syntax called npm space install space Express. That's the command to install that Express in your package, like npm space install. Now we are inside the directory and we are executing this command. So what it will do is it will install, or it will bring up all the required packages with an Express. Okay, yes, 12 packages. Okay, added 64 packages has been added. Okay, that's well and good. So, but right now, if you are seeing, additionally, package log.json has been created and node modules has also been created. That's what the packages has been done. That's what the third procedure. And after that, build a simple web server with an Express. Okay, it's going to be very simple. So what you are going to do is, okay, so here right now, it is not going to be looking good if I'm not really opening it in the notepad. But even if you want, you can just do it. Just what you just do is just please open it in the notepad. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to give the name for it. So I'm going to create one document. So actually, if you are doing it with the Visual Studio Code, that's going to be super easy for you. But I really want to show you this way as well, like how you can able to create the files in this from this normal normal directory itself. I'm going to be showing you. So first of all, what you just do is you just try to enable the extension as well. So go to the show option and click a file name extension. Go to the view and look for the option called file name extension. Just enable it because that's very important. Just first of all enable it, and once you have enabled it, here we are going to create a new file. For that, I'm going to give the name called app.js, but don't do like this. Okay, app.js.txt, don't do that. Instead, just delete that txt and hit enter. So it is asking me yes or no. I'm just going to hit enter. Yeah. So it is going to be like looking like this. Right now, what you can do is you can just open it in the Visual Notepad++. Guys, I'm just showing you the way where you can do it without using the VS Code. Okay, I'm just showing you this way. Okay, just it is the additional bonuses. So first of all, here I have this code. Just see this code. It's going to be very, very easy. So definitely you will really like it, first of all. So I'm going to save it first. Just see this, guys. First of all, we guys have brought Express into it. So constant space, Express is equals to require of Express. We guys have brought that package into it first. So constant app is equals to Express. We guys have called that Express function, which we are going to use it. And then, as we have already discussed, whenever you're discussing about using this HTTP and all, we really need a port number for it. And we are initializing the constant port number is 3000. So these are all the 3 default basic initialization which we guys have done. And once that initialization has been done, right now we have some, some functions. First of all, app.get. What is meant by get? Whenever the people are accessing that, so whenever people are visiting that page, the local host of port or something, so app.get of request or this data. So here we have the message called hello world. Okay, request or respond. So here we are not going to requesting any information from the server. Simply we are going to respond. Okay, while talking about the response, so respond rest dot send of hello world. That's what. So what we are going to do, so we are going to put this message into this portal http://localhost:/$ 3000. So app.listen port, whenever you are enabling the server, okay, whenever you are really launching the server, it is going to start the server because it is going to keep on listening to the port. When it got it, So then it is going to print you the message like server is running on http://localhost:3000. Likewise, it is going to be printed. First of all, let me show you the output, then you'll understand. So we are already in the directory. So, and also we have saved this app.js file as well. So once you have did that, right now we need to start the server. So run your server, execute it. To execute it, you can use the function like node space app.js. Go to the terminal and type node space app.js. Just hit enter. So whenever you're hitting enter, just see that server is running on http://localhost:3000 because that's what we guys have written. So app.listening. So it is going to keep on listening for whether any people are, whether we can able to connect with that server or not. If it has been connected, if you are launched that server, it is going to put you this message because it is just a console.log. I hope you already know console.log is equals to print statement. So server is running on http://localhost:3000, the port number, which we have already initialized it. So that's it. So now when the people are visiting that page, what does it mean? So here we have this portal. So what I'm going to do is I have this URL, http://localhost or something. So I'm going to take this URL. I'm going to paste it here. Ta-da! So we got this message. So hello world, this is what the thing which we got. Okay. At the same time, whenever you are really stopping the server, and if you are going into this page, so whenever you are hitting enter, it won't work. This site can't be reached. That's what the backend I talked about. So what does it mean by backend? Whenever you are writing that script and all, it is going to be running on any machine. So here my laptop is the machine where it is running on my command window right now. So only it need to keep on running. So that's why on that video creation application, I told you, we can't keep on running our PC for all the day if the people want to run that application. So on the time, we will be host that application in this backend and front and everything. People will be hosting in the certain platforms, servers or something. So that it is going to be live on 24/7. So then people, whenever they are really visiting through the URL, it is going to be accessed like this. Guys, did you guys have got a clear idea about it? Okay. So if you really got a very good idea, you just post super clear Sanjay in your live chat. So that's what the Node.js, the backend demo. So the backend, so the server we are really want to keep on running here. And whenever people are navigating into this page, we really responded, hello world. That's what we guys have done. Okay, I hope right now you guys have got some idea. But today, we are going to do something different. So what is the something different is, previously we guys have did that to-do list or something, but the same to-do list, but we are going to do it with the help of the REST API to understand the backend. So on talking about that, first of all, here we have API. API is nothing but application programming interface or set of rules that allow different software entities to communicate with each other. For an example, in the previous session, we guys have used weather API. So open weather map is the cloud, which is providing the Chennai's weather, Delhi's weather, Hyderabad weather, Mumbai weather or Bangalore weather. So likewise, it is keep on giving the weather information. So by connecting with the help of the API key, we can able to acquire the data from the open weather cloud. That's what the API is. Is it clear? That's what the API is. So they define methods and data structures to interact with various components of an application or with external services. It's very simple if you are talking about the weather API. So we guys have got an access to that website with the help of the appropriate API key. And it given the JSON file. So that is the JSON file we guys have passed and we guys have required what the information we really need. Do we really need only the temperature or humidity or air quality? That we guys have did it with the help of this APIs. While talking about an example, as I've already told you that weather API is also there. So describe a scenario where a mobile app retrieves a user data from a server. The app is going to send a request to the server API with a specific parameter and the API is going to respond with the user data. That's the same thing. So if you really wanted, if you have the previous project which we have did is, we have communicated that open weather map by giving some parameters like api.openweathermap.org/version number, API version number, version 3 or version 2, / the API key which we have, and / the data which we really require. So likewise, we have given or we have sent a request with the specific parameters For that parameters, we got the information about the Chennai's temperature, humidity, air quality, and etc. parameter. Based on our request, it responded back with the respected value. So that is what API. I hope you have got a very good clarity on API. And then right now, while talking about the REST API, REST is nothing but representational state transfer. It's an architectural style that defines a set of constraints used for creating a web service. So while talking about the web services that conform to REST or called RESTful web service. So just read this statement very clearly, because that's why I've given you this document in a very precise way. Web services, it can be like sending a message, or it can be accessing a certain message from the website or anything. So web services that conform to REST are called RESTful web service, that allows clients to access and manipulate resource through a stateless protocol called HTTP. What does it mean? In the web service, in the weather cloud, we guys have simply acquired the data and we have displayed it. We haven't changed any data, right? But here, while talking about this RESTful web services, we can able to not only access the data, we can able to manipulate the data. That's why today's project which we are going to work on is a to-do list. But to-do list by using a REST API. So that kind of thing which we are going to create. So if the people really want to access our to-do list, they can able to access it. They can able to manipulate. Manipulate is nothing but manipulate word is nothing but deleting that to-do list, or changing that title from one title to another, or adding new tasks. That is what all the manipulation that can be done with the help of this. And while talking about the core principles of REST, the first thing is a stateless. As we have already discussed this stateless protocol. So each request from a client to a server must contain all the information the servers need to understand when process the request. Just imagine if it is a to-do list. On that to-do list, if it really requires a certain information, so all the information need to be there to have a communication from the client to the server. So each request from the client to the server, it should contain all the information the servers need to understand, and it is going to process the request. If you really want to create a to-do list, if I'm going to create I want to read this book. So if this is the task which you are adding, so to add the task, whatever the information it should have, you need to pass it properly. So then only it is going to be executed, the stateless. And then client-server architecture, separation of concerns in the underlying principle where the user's interface concerns are separated from the data storage concerns. So it is like a client-server architecture where there is going to be server, some data which is going to be kept in a certain place where users can able to interact with that. Okay, where the user's interface concerns are separated from the data storage. Okay, so if I'm really starting up this to-do list server, so it is going to be hosted here. All the information is going to be there. Whenever I have given you all this page to you or something, you will be joining in this server, and you can able to manipulate things. So here data and you is going to be kept, separately. So that's what the thing. And uniform interface to obtain scalability and simplicity. REST has 4 interface constraints. That's what we are going to see. So while talking about a lot of methods, get, post, put, and delete. While talking about, I really I'll show you what is that get, post, put, delete in a real demo so that you will understand it clearly. Illustrate a simple REST API block system where clients can retrieve a list of posts and add a new post, edit an existing post, and delete a post. Guys, in the single example, the clear explanation has been given. Just see this. If there is one to-do list, if the people want to see what Sanjay's to-do list is, for an example, I've created the to-do list, guys. You want to see my to-do list. What are all the to-do list I'm going to do, I wanted to do. If you want to see that from that server, you can use get. Okay. So guys, are you clear? If I've already maintaining my to-do list, but if you guys want to see this to-do list, you can use get method. At the same time, if you want some to-do list for me, okay, on my to-do list, if you are adding, Sanjay, please give us the certificate, Sanjay. So if you are really adding the to-do list for me, if you really want to add it in that server, you can add it with the help of the post. And the next thing, already some existing post is there, existing to-do list is there. For an example, that to-do list has been already posted, like I want to give the certificate. So on the time, if you really want to come and change that to-do list from I want to generate the certificate to I want to generate the offer letter, first priority, you need an offer letter. If it is so, you'll be changing that certificate as an offer letter. You are exchanging the existing list from that server. That can be done with the help of the put method. And then finally, if you want to certainly delete any to-do list, any list from my to-do list, you can delete it with the help of this delete. That's what this 4 points is all about. Is it amazing? If you want to get the information, you'll use get method. If you want to post some information, you'll be using a post method. If you want to modify the existing information, you'll be using a put method. And if you want to delete some information, you'll be using a delete method. Okay. And also I've explained clearly about the Ajax and XML. Ajax, asynchronous JavaScript and XMLs and all, because already we guys have explored modern JavaScript, which is responsible for, in a real-time application without reloading the complete page. We guys have already explored this modern JavaScript and etc. But while talking about this Ajax, which is going to be on the visual, because whenever I'm really explaining like Ajax is not a programming language, but a technique for creating faster and more reactive application. So it allows web application to asynchronously request data from the server without reloading the page. So whenever I'm saying this, okay, without reloading the page, you will tell me that, Sanjay, what you are thinking? Because we have already discussed that with the help of this, the modern JavaScript like React and Angular and Vue.js can able to easily do that. Then what is that Ajax is? So that's why I've given you this example. I've given you this explanations, because now you will have a one question, then what the modern JavaScript frameworks will do. So these frameworks and libraries like React or Angular, Vue, have built-in ways to manage not just the UI updates, because this Ajax can able to do only on the UI updates. But these frameworks or libraries like React or Angular, it can able to modify state management, routing, and interaction with a backend API in a more integrated manner without refreshing the page. That's what that modern JavaScript, which is standing out of that Ajax. But anyhow, sometimes in the interview, you'll get the questions on Ajax. So you need to give the proper informations like it is going to, like managing the website on UI aspects. That's what the Ajax without refreshing the page. But this kind of framework like React or Angular, which is going to modify everything like state management, routing, interaction without even refreshing the page. And also, while talking about the JavaScript notation, we guys have already explored previously. Whenever you are retrieved any data from the websites, so the JSON format will be looking like here. Keys are ID, name, and then email. So the values are 1 and John Doe at example.com. This is what the example is. So if you really want to acquire the name of this person, so you can acquire it with the help of this. Okay, for an example, if this is Sanjay here, and in the email, so if it is Sanjay at patagmail.com, so you will be accessing the certain email ID by using the keyword called email. This is how your JSON, the dictionary format, will look like. So now we'll step into the project. And before proceeding further, I hope you already know all these processes. First, install the Node.js and set up the Node.js project, and then install the Express, and you are going to create one app.js file. But instead of this code, we are going to use another code to do the different methodology or different project. Okay. So first of all, you're just going to set up an Express application by using the different code. I've given you the source code, guys. The people who have registered for it, you can just check that out. So first of all, let me explore this. Just go here. So here we have to do app. So same functions, okay, to create that files or applications. So same function we guys have used, but only code is going to be different. But before I'm really going to explaining you the code, I want to show you an output. Okay, then you'll understand what it is can able to do. Let me disable the command. Yes. So guys, first of all, what is the thing which we are going to explore is, first, here we guys have created one to-do list. Guys, don't overtake me by exploring all the source code which is presently available. Don't overtake me. Just see this. We have created one to-do list. On the to-do list, we have created one to-do list called complete the homework or read a book. Okay, likewise, we have created to-do list. And complete homework, I haven't completed. So to-do, I haven't checked it. I hope you already know, right, the to-do list, how it looks like. Let me show you. So while talking about the to-do list, I hope you all know, you will check that, right? So you will check that whether you have completed the task or not completed the task, you will check that option. So that's what the normal to-do list will looks like, right? So this is the to-do list. So whenever you are writing, actually it is each and every to-do list which is gonna have some ID, okay, some ID or something like for or something. And whenever you are enabling it, that task is completed. And if you are not enabling it, that task is not completed. So that's what the same thing which is present here. So each and every list, it is going to assign some ID. So it is going to have a description like complete homework. Okay. So like complete homework. So that's what the first task. And second task is read a book. Okay. This is what the second task. And first task I haven't completed, but read a book I have completed, which means that read a book has been completed. That's what the meaning of this specific part of the code. Okay, I hope you really got a very good idea. So now what we are going to do is we're just going to open the new terminal and let us come into this directory. So now I'm going to start the server. Okay, as I've already told you, you can start the server from this terminal which is already available here, or you can start the server from your command window if you really want it. So first of all, if you really want to test this API, guys, as I'm again telling you, it is not a to-do list app kind of thing we have created. We guys have did it with the help of API kind of output. Okay, so that's why if you really want to test this application, you can test it by using a two methods. Second method is super easy. That's amazing method. But and also I want you guys to know the first method as well by using the curl method. Okay, I'll tell you what are all the things all about here. So I'll tell you, don't worry. So first of all, while talking about the curl method, first open your first terminal and launch your application. Okay, this is my first terminal for an example, node space app.js. So here, right now, my server is running. So look how that, but just carefully watch. Right now, if you are really visiting any of my page, okay, look how that it is showing you cannot get. Yes, definitely it will show you cannot get. I tell you why. Okay, so it is not like a normal localhost where we just printed the hello world. No. Okay, it is something different because it is a to-do list we guys have created like an API. Because even if you have saw the title, build a simple REST API application using the backend development using Node.js and Express. That's what we guys have done. So it won't work on the normal way. So instead, right now we guys have started the server. So the server is running. So this is what the URL, when we are visited, it is showing like cannot get because there is no any default method to print hello world or something. So that's what the first step. Just read this documentation. It is your Bible for you, everything for you for this type of execution. So first of all, to show you the current list of tasks, I'm going to open the terminal number 2. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my command window, command prompt, or you can open any other terminal or anything. Okay, so here I'm just going to open the terminal here. So in this terminal, already server is running. Okay, don't forget, already server is still running. So when the server is running, so right now I'm going to execute the command like curl. Okay, I'll talk about the curl very soon. So first of all, while talking about the curl, here we have the task, right? So curl space, the same localhost URL, but only thing we have dropped one thing called slash and tasks. So that's what I've added. Just see this http colon / localhost colon 3000 and slash tasks. And whenever you're hitting enter, guys, can you see something? You are seeing the JSON format of the existing task which you already have in your code. So in your code, as I've already told you, we have created the two tasks. One is complete your homework and second one is a read a book. So likewise, we have already created a two tasks. So for that first task, ID is 1. That task name is completing a homework, and that completed, that status of the task is false. I haven't completed the homework. And second thing, like ID is 2 and description editor, read a book, and that task has been completed. So likewise, here it is already showing you the list. So if you want to see the list, instead of visiting the normal URL, within by using the curl command, curl space the URL slash task. Whenever you are visiting on that way, you can see, you can see the list of task list. Okay, list of to-do list. That's what the thing which we are seeing. So the second command, we are going to use the method called post method to feed the information into it. Is it amazing? Just carefully watch. So this is the second terminal command. So that's why I told you there is a two method. One is using a curl method, another method is using another method is using I'll be showing you that postman, but right now I'll be showing you using a curl method itself. So right now here I pasted one bigger command. Just carefully watch this bigger command. Curl space -x post method. We are using a post method. In that post method, we are passing that URL http://localhost:3000/task -h content type. What type of content it is? Because here we are really using us like an API and it's going to return us like a JSON format. So that's why content need to be application/JSON. And here we are passing the data. So on that data, we are not passing an ID, but simply we are going to pass a description alone. Because every time in your to-do list, you are not going to put 1, 2, 3. You need to keep on generating the ID by itself. So we are not giving any ID, just we are giving the description like go grocery shopping. Okay, grocery shopping and completed false. I haven't gone still, so I'm just going to put completed as false. Whenever I'm hitting enter, it will add another like a task right now. So in the existing server, already we have two tasks. One is complete homework task and another one is a read a book task. And right now we have added another task called go grocery shopping. For that, it automatically given the ID. Right now, if you want to check, let me show you. If you are going to execute the previous command to see what are all the tasks out there, hit enter. Ta-da! You just see here, we have the task number 1 called complete homework, and task number 2 called read a book, and task number 3 called go grocery shopping. So by using the curl and post method, we guys have added one task into that existing list with the help of the post method. That's what the post method which is all about. And while talking about yes, we have shown that. So whenever you are really executing this again, you can see the go grocery shopping on the list output. And if you want to see the results in browser, simple. Okay, same as like you can use the curl method for, you can go and check it out the documentation, how you can use the curl method for post or get or etc. So other than that, if you really want to see the information in the browser, you need to not only having this localhost/3000, you need to have localhost/3000/task. Whenever you are hitting enter, ta-da! You just see here, you are seeing it in the JSON format. So look how that pretty print. Okay, it's looking amazing. ID 1 complete homework, ID 2 read a book, and third is go grocery shopping. So this is where right now. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add other more task. Let me show you an output clearly by using the curl method itself. Just wait and watch. So this is the curl method. So same into the task, we are going to add some information. So while adding information, instead of grocery shopping, I'm going to add somewhat different. Okay. Today's video edit. Okay. So likewise, I have added some task. but this task I've completed. Okay, so if I've completed, let me change that into true. And whenever you're hitting enter, we have added another more task, right? So right now, whenever you are really navigating into this page, and if you are really navigating, ta-da! So we have added one task by using the curl methodology. Today's video edit, that's what we guys have did. Are you clear? Guys, is it amazing by seeing through the project? Is it really amazing to learn from me, guys? So if you are really loving it, you just post loving it Sanjay in your live chat. So that's what we guys have did. And also, while talking about these methods, okay, here we have given all the explanation about the JSONs and all the explanation about the Ajax and etc. Just go through it. So as I've already told you, to do that API testing, that's a two method. Right now, we guys have tested with the curl method only on the post command. You can go and refer the documentation of the curl method, how you can able to do the other type of testing like post or get or something. But right now, we are going to navigate to the next method called next amazing method. I really love this method. So you can also go and check it out. It is amazing method. That method is called by using a postman. Yes, postman is not like, something which you are really thinking. It is just an application. So what you guys do is you just visit that postman download official website. Okay, please download that for your Windows or system. Okay, just go here and click the Windows 64-bit or something. So it will download the postman application in your system, guys. Okay, once it has been downloaded, which is just 131 MB for something for me. So just double click that and install that postman in your system, guys. Okay. So please download and install Postman in your PC, because that Postman is going to be an amazing tool to do an API testing. That's going to be amazing. Please go and do that. Okay. So first of all, I've given you the detailed procedure here. Just do that. First, you need to start a server. I haven't stopped it still. If you want to start the server again from the start, because you just see here in the print statement, we have printed all other information. That's why it is printing. Otherwise, if you really want to disable the console.log, you can delete it. You look how that console.log is there. So that's why it is printing the information. So right now, let me restart my server. I'm going to press Control C to close the server and restart by typing node space app.js. We have restarted the server. It's up to you. You can do it on the same way or you can restart it. So we have restarted the server by using a node app.js command. And right now, we are going to set up a Postman first. So while talking about the Postman first setup, the first thing to get is you need to create a new request first. So while talking about the new request, I've given you the detailed procedure. Just see here, just go like this. Okay, wait a minute. Let me. Okay. Okay, so once you have installed your Postman application, you will get this window. Here, you don't want to log in, just directly click Lightweight API client. Just go in this way so that you can able to get this page or get this window. So once you have got this window, the first thing you need to check it is click the new button and select HTTP. So here above in the top, here you can able to see the new. So in the new, just select HTTP. So once you have selected the HTTP, you will get this page, okay, untitled request, and it is showing you the get option. So this is what it has been shown for you. Okay, so here, what is the first thing you need to do is you need to select the get, okay, get method from the drop down. So here we are already having a drop down. So in this drop down, choose the get method. Once you have chosen the get method, just paste this URL into the URL bar. So here we have a enter URL to paste. So I'm just going to press the URL. So once I have pasted the URL, press send. So once you have clicked send, so it is going to send a request to that website, and tada, you can see the two existing tasks. So right now, if you are asking me a question, Sanjay, previously we have added two more tasks, but right now why it is showing you only the two tasks? Because I have already closed the existing server and I restarted it again, right? So that's why in that ID it is showing the only two ID and two tasks only it is showing. So one is complete homework and another one is a read a book. So likewise, this is the way. I hope you really love Postman when comparing with the curl method, right? So it is a UI where you can able to do a lot of things. So if you really want to get the information, you can choose as a get and click a set so that you'll get this output. Okay, like this is the two tasks which has been there, which we have got in the JSON format. And second thing, testing a post request, add a new task. So we have already displayed the task, but right now if you want to add a task, there are some settings. What are all the settings is, instead of get, just choose post first. And second thing, just paste the same URL like http://localhost:3000/task. And then go to headers and change the content type from text or plain to here we have application/JSON. So what does it mean is, just go to header, just follow the procedure clearly. Just see that, go to go to headers. So this is my header ribbon. And once I've gone into the header ribbon, go to the content type. Let me see where the content type is. Postman token, content -length, accept encoding. Okay, there is no content type. So what you can do is you can create the content type. Okay, so here in the key, just create the content type. And if there is already a content type, you can change it from the text/plain to application/JSON. So in that content type, just give the message like command like application/JSON. So likewise, we have given it. So once you have given it, right now we need to go to the body, request body. Just go to the body. So once you have got into the body section, choose raw, because here is the place where we are going to give a information or task or something. So now what I'm going to do is, if you really want to give the information into it, you can give in this way. So curly braces. So the description. So what the description previously we added, like for an example, image editing. So I've already completed this task, means you can just put true or something. Okay. So likewise, I've added the task. So once I've added the task, if you want to show it in the output, so first of all, you need to send to the server first. So already everything is set up. First post and giving the URL and change the content type, and then given the body. Once you have given the body, click send. So once it has been sent, it is showing you only one ID, but we no need to, if we really want to see all the information. So I can go here again and click a get and click send, so that you can see all the three tasks: complete homework, read a book, and image editing. Is it amazing, guys? So that's what we guys have did it with the help of the get method. So the post method. So get method also we guys have explored, and post method also we guys have explored. And rest of the things are put method and delete method. So while talking about put method, as I've already told you, here we are already having a three task. One is task number 1, task number 2, task number 3, complete homework, read a book, and image editing. If you want to manipulate something, if you really want to change the certain task, that can be done with the help of this put task. So instead of creating as a new task, you can modify the certain task. So to do that, what we are going to do is, first of all, change the method to put. Okay, go here and change the method to put. And second thing, in the URL, instead of giving the simple task or something, just give the ID as well. If I'm putting task class 3, which means that I'm going to modify this task. That's what the meaning. That's what the difference between the post method and put method. Post method is going to just completely creating something or adding something, appending something. But while talking about the put method, with the help of that, you can able to manipulate or you can able to change something. So here task class 3, which is like we are going to modify something. And right now, if I'm going to click send, okay, oh my God, again, I did the same image editing. Let me put the video editing. So I just do that. So video editing has been done. So if you want to see the complete output, let me do the get. Okay, so just carefully watch. In the get method, you can't simply click send. Why? Why it is showing you this error? Because it is not just a task. It is a task class 3. So we can't do that in a get method. So task is the only thing we can do. Just click a send, so that you can simply see the 3 tasks. Number 1 is complete homework, and second is read the book, and third is a video editing. Ta-da! Is it amazing? If it is really amazing, you just post amazing. So right now, for an example, if you want to change the complete homework, I've completed my homework. Okay, if that is the scenario, what you can do? So in the put method, in the task, I'm going to modify the first ID, and here I'm going to delete the description, and simply I'm going to put completed is equals to true, and that's it. I'm going to send it. So once I've sent it, okay, it is changed. Okay, let me check and let me see the whole complete data. So whenever I'm sending it, ta-da! So I've completed the task. So I've completed my homework. So we can able to use the put method to modify certain thing which is already existed. So all the tasks I've completed. So I've modified just by passing only one argument like completed. Guys, is it amazing? That's what we guys have did with the help of put method. And if you want to delete the method, it's going to be very simple. We are already having a first two tasks. So if I'm going here to this option, go to the delete, and I'm going to delete the task number 3 and send. And once it has been sent, that's it. So right now, just choose a get method again to see the results. So when I show the output, that's it. Okay, only 2 tasks is available because we have deleted the 3rd task. Guys, is it really amazing? So that is what the Postman method. So I hope a lot of people really love the Postman method. So, and also program is also going to be very, very simple. I'll be giving you the quick explanation with all the comments which is already present here. So definitely you will really enjoy it. And before proceeding further, I want you guys to keep on practicing the JavaScript syntax and etc. Just go and do that. So first of all, constant express, require express, the same thing we guys have did in the previous thing. And express, we guys have enabled the application. And for the application, the port number is 3000. We have given it. And then app.use of express.json. So that's where, that's how we are going to use. On that, first of all, we are initializing some task assigned in the same dictionary format as like a list. So inside the square braces, which is going to consider like a list, but it is going to be assigned like a dictionary kind of thing, like ID 1, description, complete homework, completed, false. Likewise, we have added 2 tasks right now. So it is like a default task. Defaultly, we guys have added 2 tasks. So once it has been done, right now, app.get of task. So whenever people are getting in this name, so that's what I've shown you. I hope you all remember that. Yes. So when people are navigated into this way, it is not going to show anything. But instead, when the people are navigating by /task, it is going to pass all the tasks. Ta-da! That's it. Okay. So that's what we guys have did. So whenever people are reaching that, that API, I mean the URL with the task, so request and response, arrow functions, rest.status of 200, which is like successful connection, .json of task. So which is mean nothing but what are the tasks which we guys have already initialized, that both the tasks which is going to be printed. One is complete homework and read a book. That's what the first thing. And then app.post of /task. So this is the get method, but right now we are using a post method. Whenever people are using a post method is like nothing but adding some information into the existing task, right? So right now, whenever you are posting any messages in the body, it need to be printed on the output. Okay, that's what they have did already. I've shown you the output. So whenever you are really accessing it, whenever the people are using a post method, it is going to print a message. If you really want, you can just have it. Else, if you really don't want, you just simply delete it. And constant new task is equals to, it is going to increment that task. And I hope you already noticed whenever you are adding some task, ID has been automatically appended by itself. Existing ID is if it is 2 means, so ID will be appended as like 3 and then 4 and then 5. So it is going to keep on incrementing by itself. So that's what, first of all, we have incremented an ID, and then description is request.body.description, and no description is provided or no description is provided, whatever. So we are really checking like all condition. So that description we are going to take in for it. And then completed status, request.body completed, whether they have given the body or not. If they are not giving like completed status, like is it completed or not, it is going to consider false as a default completed status. Okay. So I hope you are clear, guys, because whenever you are really seeing this task, this task has been completed. This task has also been completed. But whenever you are not specifying completed in the body, it will automatically consider that as a false. That's why we have used this statement to consider that as a false. And then we guys have printed what is the task. New task has been added. That new task has been printed. And task.push of new task. So we are going to push the task. So which is like respond.status of 201.json of new task. What does that really means? It is going to make sure whether it is, confirmed. Okay, the request which we have sent is confirmed. That's what that 201.json new task has been. Even if you're really getting confused, you just enable this command and you just check that out. Respond with the 201 created status and the new task. So which is like updating the status that one new task has been added successfully, because it is not on the process. It completed the process to make sure that. So it is just responding the status like 201 to confirm that task has been updated. And then if you are really checking out the put, while talking about the put, it is going to take the two argument. One is actually normal task, and then ID. What is the ID of it? And request or response. So constant task is equal to task.find of t. So first of all, you need to find out the ID of the task. As we have already shown that, if you really want to modify the first task, first of all, you need to find out the ID. We have found out the ID by using the syntax called find command to find out the certain ID, and we are going to pass the certain ID into it. And if it is not a task, return res.status 404 task not found. For example, you have already created the two tasks, but in the postman method, if you are really trying to access that ID number 5, it should give you an error called task not found error. That's what we guys have did here. And task.description. So once it got the description, just change it. Task.completed means same as like we guys have did before. Okay, so same as like here we have did before. The same thing here we have also did the same, and also sending back the completion status again. And then while talking about the delete method, so whenever you are passing the delete method with a certain ID, first of all, we need to get that ID first. So once that ID has been got, so we are going to completely delete that. Okay, so we are going to consider as like a filter, and we are going to get rid of that certain specific task which is having the certain ID. So which we guys have did. And then listen port. So which is simple. Whenever the people are really navigating into this page, like http://localhost port number, which is going to print the message like server is running. Whenever you are really starting up the server by going into the terminal and clicking a new terminal, and whenever you are typing the command like node space app.js, so it is going to print the message like, okay, it is going to print the message. Okay, it is going to message. Okay, right now it just got some message. Okay, no problem. Okay, so here throw error. Okay, so no problem. So that will be fixed very soon. Yeah, it's same thing. So here we guys have got an output. Okay, I hope you are clear with this, guys. Okay, I think we have modified something in the code, but other than that, it will work perfectly. Okay, just go and check this out. Okay, just go and do some minor practice on it, and definitely you'll get what is the changes we have made. Okay, so hope you are clear with this. It's very simple. We guys have enabled the server. So that is like the API based server. You can able to push the message into it. You can able to delete the message. You can modify the existing message. Everything can be done with the help of this REST API. So I've also made this amazing documentation for you. Just please go and refer this complete documentation, and just go through the syntax by using a lot of different curl methods, and also how to use the postman effectively. Even if you are really working on the complex task, how can you able to do that? Even you can do one more as a task. Here we have got as like an API, right? So if, for example, with the help of the API, you can also add the front end into it. So on the upcoming days, definitely we'll be knowing how to merge the front end and back end, because here it is just completely on the back end, right? So on the upcoming part, so we'll be merging the front end and back end together to create this type of application. So I hope you really loved it. So if you really loved it, you just give your comments in the live chat.